overly neat houses, overly clean houses, overly tidy houses, overly organized houses. Houses with no speck of dirt, dust, clutter anywhere. I don't like them. Houses that literally feel like no one lives there. No one's ever lived there. There's no signs of life anywhere. And it literally feels like when you walk into this house, it feels like you're walking into a museum and not a house. It's so clean, so tidy. There's plastic on the goddamn furniture, or towels. And side rant, if you put towels on your fucking furniture to keep it clean or whatever, you can just fuck right off. No one wants to sit on a fucking towel. No one. They're the most uncomfortable things to fucking sit on. Unless you're soaking fucking wet. Or something, coming out of a pool or something. That's the only time you really want to sit on a towel. Otherwise, no one wants to sit on a fucking towel. Okay? Side ran over. Anyways, yeah. Those type of houses. They're so clean. They're so neat. They're so organized. They're so tidy. It feels like if you breathe on anything, you get yelled at. It feels like you touch anything, you get yelled at. Get scolded. Just like a museum. You know, you can't touch anything. You can't breathe on anything. All you can do is just fucking look at stuff. Look at stuff. Look at stuff. You can't, be a normal human being. You can't enjoy yourself. You can't live. It feels like no one is actually living in this house at all. It feels this very restrictive, very restricting, very uncomfortable, and inhospitable. It just feels, yeah, and I just don't like being in overly neat houses, overly clean houses, overly tidy houses, overly organized houses. I just don't like being in them. They make me feel uncomfortable, and yeah, it just, yeah, like I said, feels like you're walking into a museum and not a house. Yeah. And usually these houses are kept that way by certain individuals known as neat freaks. OCD neat freaks. People who obsessively clean everything. People who obsessively have to have everything neat and tidy and spotless. Neat freaks. Those type of people. Usually they're probably germophobic as well. Everything has to be tidy. Everything has to be clean. Everything has to be in order. Everything has to be organized. Nothing can be out of order. Nothing can be a little messy. There couldn't be a little speck of dust on anything. There couldn't be little pieces of dirt somewhere. There couldn't be a little bit of clutter on a kitchen table or anything like that. Everything has to be clean, tidy, neat, organized. And I know what kind of comments I might get on this video. People calling me, you must be a slob, or you must live in filth, or you must live in a garbage dump, or you must be a messy person if you're complaining about neat freaks, or the other thing I complained about first part of the video. You must, live in a complete garbage dump. You must be a messy person. You must be a big slob. And no, I'm not. I'm pretty average when it comes to cleanliness or messiness. And honestly, I feel like that's what people should be. They should be average when it comes to either thing. You shouldn't be too clean, too neat, or you shouldn't be too messy and too much of a slob. You should be in the middle. You should be average. You shouldn't strive to be one extreme or the other. You should be in the middle. Average. Not too clean, not too messy. Not a neat freak, but not a slob either. Just average. And that's how people should be. And yeah, it's just neat freaks just kind of are, they're not always bad, but if they go way too much or way too extreme and become like completely neurotic about it and obsessive about it and that sort of thing, then that's where the problem is, and that's when they become a problem. That's when they become annoying, and that's when in reality I can't deal with them. I'd rather just back off and just let them be, because yeah, I don't want to get screamed at for leaving my cup on a fucking countertop and leaving a little ring that's barely noticeable, or anything else that might set them off. So yeah, neat freaks I stay away from most of the time. Like I said, they're not all that way, but sometimes they are. So yeah.